have everything that you need for the practice. You've got your water, you've got your props. Timer, not my watch. We'll make our way onto the mat. Finding that nice comfortable posture and closing your eyes if it feels good for you to close your eyes. Taking these first few moments of our practice, just like we always do, to get ready to flow through the practice with presence and ease. We give ourselves permission to start to unplug from our busy worlds, from the outside world. As you soften into your seated or your laying down posture, you allow your breath to roll nice and easily in and out through your nose, taking the time to get present and to soften your awareness right into this moment. So letting go of things that are going on outside and tuning into what's going on inside. First of all, just notice how it feels to slow down. And know that for the next hour, there's nothing that needs your attention. Everything will still be there when you get back to it. Now is about you. Just notice what it feels like as you slow down. You can feel what it feels like to be in your body, and you're starting to tune in. Noticing areas inside, just take a moment and scan your body and notice any spaces inside where you feel there's some squeezing or tightening, pulling happening. Just let your body relax here, softening it. You can feel where your body's being held by the earth, whether you're laying down or seated. You can feel these connection points with the ground. Soften through these spaces, allowing any tension to release down into the earth. Your breath is nice and easy. Your body is relaxing. You're releasing the thoughts that keep you distracted, and you're bringing your awareness down into your heart. So just slowly notice what it feels like to feel your heartbeat. To maybe hear it, somehow sense it. Tuning into that beautiful energy at the center of your chest, your energetic heart. Just feel a softening in, through, around, and behind your heart center. Now, wherever you are with your breath, let's exhale the breath out. Just let it go. And now your next inhale. Nice full breath comes into the belly, let it fill up. And exhale, draw your belly button back, release the breath out. And again, your inhale fills your belly first, and then it goes up into your side ribs. And exhale, release the breath, just let it go. And again, inhale belly first, then fill your side ribs. And now your breath comes up high into your chest, and let your breath go. So we're starting to create a flow here with the breath, that you inhale nice and slowly, filling up from the bottom to the top of the lungs. And as you exhale, you allow the breath to roll on out. If possible, you're breathing through the nose, through the nostrils. Inhale, gently rolls up. Exhale, softly rolls out. You're creating a rhythm, you're creating a flow of the breath that feels nice and centering, meditative, helps you to stay present. Keep that rolling. Now, if you like, feel free to bring your hands up into prayer at your heart center. If you're seated, you're sitting up nice and tall with your ears and shoulders and hips all aligned. And as you tune in once again to your heart center, feeling that beautiful energy at the center of your being, from this lovely space, allowing an intention to just easily float up for you. Is there something special that you would like to introduce into your world? Is there someone or something you would like to dedicate this practice to? And come up with a word or a short sentence to reflect your intention, and let it be easy. Don't struggle to find an intention. And repeat it in your mind 3 times. When you're ready, bowing your head to your heart. Good. And if you're laying down, you're going to stay on your back, and the rest of us who are seated are going to come on down and join you. So come on down, use your forearms to help you. Walk your feet in towards your body. Draw your right knee in towards your chest, give it a nice little fold, holding the hands or holding the shin with the hands. Keep your shoulders nice and soft. Gently pressing up through the right heel up to the sky, interlacing your hands behind the right leg. Let's flex and point the foot and circle it out. Just finding some space in that leg, in the ankle, the foot, the toes, little wiggling. If you're circling, make sure you circle the opposite direction. Good, you're going to keep your foot flexed, pull the toes to you, the heels to the sky. Maybe you can slide your hands up a little bit higher. Start to bend your elbows up to the side, bringing your thigh closer to your chest. Keep your shoulders nice and soft here. Just awakening the back of the leg. A few breaths here. Use the strength of the biceps to bring that right thigh closer to your chest and keep that foot flexed, reaching the heel away from you. Good, take another inhale. And now let's cross the right ankle over the left knee, just gently pressing the right knee away from you with the right hand. Good, so you can stay here if you feel like you've got room to go deeper, pick up the left heel, I should say. Take your hand, or right hand through the space between the thighs, interlacing your hands behind the left thigh. You can start to bring that left thigh closer to you. Your right elbow is resting on the right thigh and gently pressing that right knee away. Okay, just checking that out. So this may be the place to stay. You may be able to go a little bit deeper, maybe interlacing your hands over the left shin. That will take you a little bit deeper. Notice that. That might not be for you, but perhaps you want to try lifting the left heel up to the sky, flexing the left foot. Good. So just keep drawing that left thigh closer as you press the right knee away, and just keep noticing the breath. Maybe keeping your eyes closed here. It's nice while you're on the ground, and you don't have to be concerned about balance. Keeping the eyes closed to just focus on in. Good. Now let's bring the left foot and the right foot to the ground and go to the other side. So right knee's bent, bring the left knee in towards the chest, interlace your hands over that left shin. Let's keep the upper body soft here. You don't need to pull the shoulders up, and just fold that thigh into your chest. Flexing the left foot, reach up through the left heel up to the sky. Hands are interlaced behind the left thigh. Now we're flexing and pointing and circling out the left foot. So a few times in each direction, just noticing, feeling what's going on there. Good, you're going to bring that foot back into flexion and start to bring the left thigh closer. First, slide the hands up a little bit higher if you can, without too much pulling the shoulders there. Start to bring the left thigh closer to you. Keeping that left foot flexed again. Breathing into the space that you're awakening in the back of the left leg. I'm sure you can feel that. There's some heat, some resistance happening there. Just tuning in with that space. Good. Keep the shoulders soft. Let's take one more in-breath. And out. Good. Now cross the left ankle over the right knee. Let's gently press the left knee. Oops, my knee doesn't like that. Be mindful of your body here. If your body doesn't like something, you don't push yourself too far. I just had to reposition my knee. Now it's okay. Press the left knee away from you with the left hand, maybe staying here or perhaps going deeper. If you did the first side, you know where to go. You can interlace your hands behind the right thigh. Bring that right thigh closer. Press the left knee further away with the left elbow. Feel the space that you're working with there. Feeling it in the outside of the left hip. Maybe you're lifting the right foot, flexing the foot. Maybe your hands are interlaced over the right shin and the knee's still bent. So you find what feels just right for you here. Good. Continue to bring that right leg closer to you as you press the left knee further away. Good. Take one more breath in and out. Let's nice and gently bring that right foot and the left foot back down onto the ground. A little sliding of the knees from side to side. The feet are wide, so you can just softly, slowly roll the knees from one side over to the other. Good. Now, The next time your knees go over to the right side, let's leave them there. Let them soften over to the right. Raise the right arm, roll over onto your right side. See if you can keep those legs in the position that they're in as you lift yourself up into seated. Okay, so the right knee should be pointing off to the right side of your room and the left knee pointing off straight out to the left. Does that make sense? So your legs are like in a L shape, or good. So we're going to do our twist a little bit differently to start today. Sitting up tall, looking out over the right knee. Bring your right hand behind you and your left hand outside of the right knee. Breathing in, lift and lengthen up through the spine, and breathing out, pull your belly button in, just ease into a little twist. Maybe looking back. You don't have to look back. Your neck might not like that, and that's okay. Just noticing the inhale, creating the length and the space, and the exhale, the belly button pulls in to help you go to the twist, maybe gently pressing that hand, the left hand outside the right knee. Let's take another full breath in and out. Okay, good. Now, we're not pushing hard into the twist. We're still looking off towards the top of the mat. Let's start to walk the hands, but both palms of the hands come out there. Start to walk them back a little bit here. Some people are able to lay down here. Some people are just walking the hands out to whatever distance works for them. So easing yourself down, maybe onto your forearms. Maybe your forearms are on blocks. So this is a version of deer pose. We're working with deer pose right now. If you're familiar with doing this pose in a yin practice, we would do this with a bolster underneath us, underneath the torso. But we don't have the luxury of a bolster here for this gentle hatha practice. So let's just, if you do, then bring it on in if you want to. Just easing yourself into the space that your body's ready to offer. Just take a couple more breaths here. In and out through the nose. Good. Your next in breath, nice and slowly. Lift yourself on up. Good. As you gently lift yourself on up, lift the knees back up, and so your feet are mat distance apart as you lift the knees up. The knees are still bent. Now roll the knees over to the left side. Okay, so my back is to you and I don't want that, so I'm just going to do it like this. So the left knee is pointing out to the side, right knee is pointing straight down your mat, sitting up tall. Inhale. Exhale, let's bring the right arm outside of the left knee. Left arm reaches back, helping you go into the twist. Okay, so breathing in to lift and float. Breathing out, belly to the spine to access some space. Just flow with your breath, feeling the inhale and feeling the exhale. Nice and easy. Maybe looking back over the left shoulder if that feels okay for your neck again. Always listen to your body. If your body doesn't like something, if it's too deep, then trust that. Beautiful. So coming a little bit out of that twist, you're not twisting towards the back now. You're just going to start to walk your hands out, out off of the thigh, walking towards the space in the opposite direction. Good. So just gently walking down there. So maybe you're on your hands. You don't have to come all the way down. Maybe on your hands here, that might be enough for you. There is a twist happening here, but just as deep as your body's okay to go with as you start to walk the hands, and maybe a little further from you. Maybe you're coming down onto your belly. Again, if you have a bolster here and you want to bring it underneath your torso, then go ahead and bring that on in. Just allow yourself to be with the breath, feeling each nice, easy rolling inhale. And watching the soft rolling exhale, feeling the movement that the breath creates, energizing with the inhale and softening, releasing with the exhale. Let's take 2 more rounds of breath here, full easy inhales. Nice releasing exhales. One more time, let's breathe it in. And let's breathe it out. Now slowly we walk our hands back in towards our body. Let's take our time to lift on up. Good. Beautiful. And as you come on up, you're going to face back towards the short edge of your mat. Feet are mat distance apart again. And just take a moment one more time to windshield wiper the knees from side to side just to release the twist in the back, the low back and the spine. Good. When you've had enough of that, you can cross your ankles and roll over your knees, coming into our tabletop pose. Okay, so tabletop in the middle of your mat. Let's make sure shoulders and hips are over wrists and knees. So shoulders and wrists align, hips and knees aligning here. With an inhale, let's drop our bellies down. Come into cow pose. Your tailbone lifts up, shoulders roll back, your heart leads forwards. And now with your exhale, press the ground away. Tuck your chin into your chest, round through your upper back. Your belly button draws in as the tailbone softens down. And then just a couple more times, just like that. Inhale, open your heart into cow pose, gaze forwards. Exhale, round through your cat back, navel to the spine and chin towards the chest as you press the earth away. Again, inhale, open up, come into cow, shine your heart forwards, and exhale, round through cat. Good. Now let's stay here, come back into a neutral spine so your belly's not down and your back is not rounding. You have a straight line from tail to crown, and now with your in-breath, float your right hand up to the sky. Get some nice space here, broadening across the chest. And then exhale, thread that hand through the space between the left wrist and knee, reaching off to the side, reach as far as you can. To the left, let the right shoulder come down, right cheek comes down, or onto the block or onto the ground. Now the left hand can walk forwards towards the top of your mat, and maybe you're looking underneath the left armpit. If that doesn't feel right for you, if that's a little too tight for your body, you can bring the left hand a little closer towards the right forearm and press it into the ground to help you twist, maybe looking up over the left shoulder. Perhaps you want to bring your left hand to your back towards the right hip. That's another option. Drawing your hips towards the right side behind you, just staying here for about 3 more rounds of breath. Noticing where it is here in your body that you feel this. Likely you're feeling this in the right shoulder blade. A little twisting in the spine again as well. Just brought that twist a little higher here. Let's take a couple more breaths. Good, so now bring that left hand underneath the left shoulder. Gently lift yourself back up into a tabletop pose here. And now from tabletop, keep your right hand on the ground. It's underneath the shoulder, and inhale the left arm up to the sky. Get nice and broad across the chest here. Press that right hand into the earth. And now as you exhale, let's thread that left hand through the space between the right wrist and the right knee. Reach, reach, reach as far as you can. Bring the shoulder and the cheek down. So if they're not on the ground, they're on a block. Now the right hand can walk forwards, and you can look underneath the right armpit if that feels good for you, pressing the right palm down to the ground. If you don't like that, bring your right hand closer to the left forearm, press the hand into the ground as you look up, or finally wrap the right arm around your back towards the left hip. Gently draw your hips towards the left behind you as well. And just sink the weight of the upper body down. Getting into that twist. And just observing when you take that breath where it goes. Where does the inhale go? And where does the exhale go? So we're going to slow the breath down and lengthen the inhales and lengthen the exhales so you can notice the impact that the breath has, both physically in the body and mentally on the mind. Good, one more breath in. And exhale. Let's slowly bring that right hand back underneath the right shoulder. Gently lift yourself back up into your tabletop pose. Nice flat tabletop, repositioning hands underneath the shoulders. Again, inhale, sink the belly down, come into cow pose. Roll the tailbone up, gaze forwards as you shine your heart. And exhale, round through your nice active cat back. Tuck the chin into the chest as you press the ground away. And again, we're coming into a neutral spine. Look straight down. Roll the shoulders back. Pull the belly into the spine. And inhale, right hand up to shoulder height and left foot up to hip height behind you. You may want to tuck the right toes under. That can help with balance. Reaching through right fingertips, reaching through left heel. Notice if you're pulling the right shoulder into the ear, you don't need to do that. Let it roll open. Take a nice deep breath in here. And now as you exhale, bring the knee and the elbow into center. You can press the left hand into the ground to help round through your back there. And then inhale, lengthen again. Right hand and left foot lengthen out. Exhale, bring everything back into center. Maybe your nose comes towards the knee. Again, inhale, lengthen, get nice and long. Create all that space that you can there. And then exhale, bring it back in nice and small. Good, let's return to the starting point. Bring the right hand and the left foot, left knee to the ground. Going to the other side, start with shoulders back. Navel to the spine. Left hand lifts up to shoulder height, right heel reaches back. Belly to the spine, you don't want that right hip higher than the left. Let's keep them level with each other. Round up through the right shoulder blade, soften the left shoulder away from the ear. Take a full breath in. Now as you exhale, bring everything into center. Left elbow and right knee come in. Press the ground away with that right hand, and then again, inhale, lift and float yourself nice and long and open. Exhale, bring it back into a nice small ball. Maybe the knee comes to the nose as you round up through that right shoulder, and again, inhale, float and lengthen your body nice and wide. Last time, exhale, nice and small. And inhale, lengthening out. Good, let's return to our starting point. Left-handed, right knee to the ground. Untuck the toes, sit back to the heels. Good, so child's pose. You can slide the fingers forwards, bring your forehead onto the ground. Widening the knees here a little bit if that feels good for you. Widening the knees gives you space for your belly or your torso to release there. Softening in child's pose with your forehead on the ground, sinking the hips back towards the heels. Let's keep those hips drawing back. And now walk your hands over to the right. Keep the hips where they are as the hands walk over to the right. You're feeling length along the left side body as you walk your hands to the right. Hips are still back towards the heels here. Feeling some nice stretching in the upper body on the left side, the ribs, maybe a little bit in that shoulder blade. Slow the breath down. Feel the inhale expanding the space that you're working with. Draw the breath into the tighter areas. And with the exhale, feel a softening and a releasing of that tension. And again, one more deep breath in. And a full releasing breath out. Now, walk the hands back through center, nice and easy. Beautiful. From there, we're going to walk over to the left. Again, your hips stay pressing towards the heels. The hands walk over to the left. The head, of course, is going to come along. Keep the shoulders soft. Keep the hips pressing back. You've walked as far over to the left as you can, and now you're experiencing opening underneath the right armpit and the right upper ribs, most likely. Feeling that beautiful spaciousness beginning to open up. Feeling the inhale intentionally expanding in those areas. Feeling the exhale helping to soften away any tightness. Let's take one more deep breath in. And out. Beautiful. Our hands walk back through center. Great. Now, we're going to shift forwards. As we shift forward, so your hands are walked as far away from you as you can before you move. Then inhale to shift forwards. Bring the knees underneath the hips, and then keep going. Sink the hips all the way down. So just rippling forwards. The hips sink as you gaze ahead of you. Good. Exhale, send your hips back to your heels, nice and slow. Spine's getting nice, a lot of nice movement here. Inhale, round through your back as you shift it forwards. Nice slow movement. Sink those hips. Open your heart as you gaze ahead of you. Maybe even looking up, and then exhale, slowly draw yourself back. So just keep the movement nice and slow and fluid. Keep working with it. Inhale, ripple forwards. Feel that spaciousness. Feel the intention. Feel the nice presence that you're creating with the intentional movement, and exhale, slowly rolling it back. Let's do one more. Your in-breath, you'll shift it forwards. Feel the back round as you shift forwards, and then as the hips sink, feel the back arch as you maybe look to the ceiling. Last time, we're sending our hips back to the heels. Once we come back here, let's tuck the toes under. Gently lift the hips up, coming into downward facing dog. So we've already started with the work and opening the back of the body, so this should feel already a little awakened at least, and then you may want to walk it out. Maybe walking your dog, bending one knee, letting your other heel land a little closer to the earth. Just nice movement, easy movement here. Maybe you want to nod and shake your head if you're feeling any tension in your neck. Just find some softness in there, a little release. Once you've had enough of moving the feet, let your heels soften down. So I just want you to take a moment here and check in with your hands. Your hands are shoulder distance apart and your fingers are spread wide. Press into the base of the fingers. Try to not press into the wrists as much. Flatten the fingers into the mat. Good. Now, inhale your right leg up to the sky. Bring it up nice and high. And as you exhale, shift forwards and bring that right knee into the chest. Round up through the shoulder blades as you press forwards. Then we're sending it back. Inhale, float the right leg up to three-legged dog. And exhale, shift it forwards, knee towards the nose. We're gonna do that one more time. Inhale, float the right leg on up. And exhale, let's shift forwards. And this time, step that right foot to the space between the hands. So flex your foot to help step it forwards. Now the left knee comes to the ground. Let's straighten the right leg as we send the hips back. Good, so hands walk back. Right leg is out straight in front of you. Flexing the right foot, press that right heel into the ground and feel a little curling of the right hip back, left hip forwards. Starting with some breath work to find some space and some movement. Inhale to lift and open your front of your body so the spine is long, the neck is long. Exhale, pull your belly button in, see if you can bend the elbows back and bow over the right leg. Let's do that a few more times. Inhale, lift. Open, roll the shoulders back, feel your spine move, and exhale, soften. Lead with the heart as you bow forwards. One more time, let's do two more times actually. Inhale, float, and open, and exhale, bow to release. One more time, breathing it in, lift on up, and breathing it out. Let's soften here. So you may stay here with your hands maybe on blocks or fingertips on the ground, maybe you want to walk your hands forwards if you have space. I want you to just tune in with your breath again here. There's still activity happening or energy here, awakening the back of the right leg. You flex that right foot and you press the right heel down. And yeah, it's probably a little uncomfortable there, but that's good. Breathe into that. A little bit of discomfort helps you to recognize that you're beginning to create some space in there. Just want you to be mindful of not bringing yourself to pain. Pain is not where we're wanting to go. And take one more full breath in and out. Good, nice and slowly. Let's walk the hands forwards or shift forwards. Walk hands forwards, bend into that right knee. Tuck the left toes under and lift yourself up into a low lunge here. Your arms can come up next to the ears if that feels okay for you. Maybe you prefer to bring your hands onto your thigh. That's good too. Cactus arms is another beautiful option for you. Let the hips sink down with the exhale. Feel a lightness in the front of your body with your inhale. Good. So you want that right knee and ankle fairly aligned. The ankle is not closer towards your body, it's underneath the knee. Just be mindful of that to help your knee. Each exhale is a softening and a sinking. You can feel that left hip flexor stretching, opening up. Let's take one more breath in. Beautiful. And as you exhale, bring the hands back down to either side of the left foot. The right toes, or the right foot. The left toes are tucked under. Pick up the left knee and step back to your downward facing dog. And just take a moment here and move through your downward dog if that feels good for you. A little walking of it out, or maybe a little swaying of your hips from side to side. Remember, your feet are hip distance apart in your downward dog. You're looking for a V, upside down V shape in your body. If your back is rounding, you're bending your knees a little bit more. Pressing your chest closer to the thighs. Getting ready to start the movement here on the other side. With your in-breath, float your left leg up to the sky. Bring it up nice and high. And with your out-breath, shift forwards. Bring that left knee into the chest. Maybe you get high on those right toes as you shift forwards. And then two more times. Inhale, float the left leg to the sky. Exhale, shift forwards. Left knee in towards the chest. Again, inhale, float the left leg. The right heel could be on the ground there. And this exhale, we shift forwards, round up through the shoulder blades, flex that left foot. That helps give you a little more space to step the left foot to the space between the hands. Right knee touches down. And now bend into the right knee as you straighten the left leg, walking your hands back with you here. Good. So, again, we're gonna start with a little movement. Let's find the left foot, flex, press the left heel down. Your hands can be on blocks or on the fingertips or just on the ground here. Inhale, lift and float your front body, nice and open and long. Good, as you exhale, draw your belly button in and just bow forward. So we're doing that 3 more times. Inhale, lift and open, shoulders are back, neck is long, and exhale, belly to the spine, soften over the left leg. 2 more times. Inhale. You can ripple the spine as you lift up. Lead with the heart. Exhale, bow. 1 more time. Breathing in, floating, lengthening. And breathing out to soften. Nice. Let's just bow into this pose now. So finding the position of the hands. We're going to hang out here for a few breaths. Remember, you're activating that left leg by pulling the left toes towards your shin, pressing the left heel into the ground. We're just softening into the pose. Just breathing here. Your hands may walk forwards if you want. They don't have to. So you're likely feeling some nice activation in the back of that left leg. It's good. Breathe into it. Stay with the flow of your breath. Take 1 more full deep breath in and out. Good. Let's walk the hands forwards. Bend into that left knee. Right toes can tuck under to help you with your balance here if you need that. Now float your arms up to come into your low lunge. Good. So the hips are softening. Left knee and ankle are pretty aligned. Right hip is curling forwards, left hip is drawing back. Remembering the options for your arms, there's always many. You may have the biceps next to the ears, you may be in cactus arms, you may want your hands on your heart, tuning in with you. You may want your hands on the thigh, or whatever. It's all good. Maybe closing your eyes and just allowing yourself to be here, sinking with each exhale and feeling a beautiful floating, opening energy with the inhale. Just be with it. Nice to be present and notice how you feel. Know that the only thing that matters right now is what you're feeling inside, breathing into it. Good. Let's slowly bring the hands back down to either side of the front foot. Instead of stepping back, we're going to step forwards now. So tuck those back toes under, pick up that back knee. It's pretty deep work in that right hip flexor. So take your time to rock that back foot and slowly step it to the top of your mat. Good. Come into a flat back. Maybe your fingertips are on your shins, so your back is flat like a table here. And exhale, bow over the legs. Again, inhale, nice open heart with a flat back. The front of your body and the back of your body are equally long. And exhale, bow over the legs. You can bend the knees if you need to. Maybe you can look between the shins. So 1 more time. Inhale, lift into a flat back. Roll your shoulders back, looking down. Good. And exhale, bow over the legs. And now send the hips nice and low. And use this in-breath to gently roll yourself up. Take your time here to roll on up. Good, nice and slow, feeling the spine move as you come on up to standing. Once you're standing and facing forwards, roll your shoulders up towards your ears and then soften them down your back. You're coming into mountain pose now. In mountain pose, your feet are solidly holding onto the ground. You can feel all the toes gripping. You can feel the heels rooting down. Your arms are open, palms of your hands facing out in front of you. Legs are strong. You can feel energy traveling up your legs and your kneecaps lift. Your thighs get stronger. Your belly button draws in. Your tailbone draws down. Your neck is nice and long. Feeling a beautiful floating opening through your heart. Connecting through the crown of your head with the sky. Connecting through the soles of your feet with the earth. Just feel your heartbeat. Maybe your eyes are closed as you really tune into you. Good. When you're ready, use your inhale, float your arms up to the sky. Feel that beautiful space as you lengthen the sides of your body. Good. As you exhale, bow out forwards, hands to the earth. Inhale into a flat back, roll those shoulders back. This exhale, step your right foot back, bring that right heel to the ground so the toes can turn out a little bit. And now let's float up into a warrior one. Bring your arms up, maybe next to the ears. Again, you have those options, same as we had in our low lunge for the arms. So the left knee stays bent, knee and ankle aligning. Maybe cactus arms, maybe hands in your heart, or arms lifting. You see what feels good for you here. Take one more full deep breath in and out. Good. Now bring your hands back down to either side of that front foot. Pick up the back heel, shimmy those back toes back here as far as you can. Keep the right hand on the ground, or maybe you're using a block here. And now inhale to float the left arm up to the sky, coming into a twist. If you feel like you want to bring that right knee to the ground here, then that is also available to you. That's always an option. Good. So you're lifting up through the left fingertips, and now feel yourself energizing the right forearm and the left shin towards each other as if they're magnetized towards each other. And the hips remain heavy. The inhale keeps the spine long. The exhale, see if you can pull your belly button in to help you twist as you press the right hand down a little bit more. Take one more breath in and out. Now your left hand comes back down outside of the left foot. Let's rock that right foot and step it forwards. Flat back, inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale, float your arms up to the sky. And we're coming straight back down. Exhale, bow forwards. Beautiful, flat back, inhale. And exhale, step the left foot back. It's turned out at about a 45-degree angle. Keep the right knee bent. Float up into warrior one. Good. Square your hips. That means you're curling your right hip back and the left hip forwards. Navel to the spine, tail down. Back leg is strong. Remember, options for the arms. Switching it up how you may want to. It's all good. Stay focused with your breath. Whenever you can, taking the opportunity to just really tune in. Beautiful. One more full breath in. Now as you exhale, bring your hands back down to either side of the right foot. Pick up the left heel, shimmy those left toes back a little further. Keep the left hand on the ground and inhale your right arm up to the sky, coming into your twist to the other side. Beautiful. So the hips are heavy. Pressing the left hand into the ground helps you get some leverage to broaden the chest and roll the right shoulder back. Notice if shoulders are pulling into the ears, let's lengthen. Again, remember the left knee can come to the ground if you want. And now we're energizing left forearm and right shin towards each other as if there's a magnetic pull between them. Good. Couple more breaths here, stay with it. Another inhale. Good, exhale, bring the hands back down to either side of that front foot so the right hand comes back down. And now a little rocking of that back foot, left foot steps it forward to the top of your mat, nice and slow. Beautiful, flat back, inhale. Exhale, fold over your legs. Inhale, float yourself up to standing, nice and strong. Good, and exhale, let's bow it forwards, hands to the earth. Beautiful, flat back, inhale. Nice long spine. Exhale, let's plant the hands down beside the feet and step back to plank pose. Okay, shimmy the feet back as you come into plank pose. Your heels are high over the toes. Your shoulders are over your wrists. Your belly button's drawing into your spine. Your legs are strong. This is a gentle practice, so this might be too much. You may want to drop your knees down. If you drop the knees down, make sure your bum isn't pressing back. You have a straight line from the knees to the crown of your head. Your belly's drawing into the spine. You're not sinking the hips here. The core is engaged. Shoulders are drawing back. All right, let's play a little bit with some strength here. Take your right hand, touch your left shoulder. Right hand to left shoulder. Touch it. Good. And then switch left hand to right shoulder. We're going to keep going back and forth, right hand to left shoulder. Try not to wobble the hips, left hand to right shoulder. Keep going like that for another 10. And 9. 8, 7, 6, navel's drawing into the spine, 5, 4, try not to rock too much, you're doing great, 3, 2, really good work, and 1, beautiful, hands come back down to the ground, take an in-breath. As you exhale, let's keep your bum in the air, bend your elbows back, touch your chest down between the hands. So your elbows touch the ribs as you slide down. Now use your in-breath to shift forwards. We're gonna sink those hips, press the tops of your feet into your mat as you gaze ahead of you. Shoulders are back. Exhale, bring your forehead back down to the ground. All right, a couple more times. Inhale, lift your head, roll your shoulders back, shine your heart as you gaze ahead of you. Exhale, forehead to the earth. Again, inhale, head lifts, shoulders draw back, heart shines. Now let's stay here with this exhale. Inhale, float your hands up off of your mat. Stay here with this exhale. Inhale, can you lift the upper body a little higher? Good. Exhale, bring it down, forehead back down to the ground. Take a free breath here, in through your nose, out through your mouth. Good. Now your toes tuck under, elbows are pointing back. Your belly button draws in towards your spine. Keep the knees on the ground. Try not to move your spine as you inhale, straighten the arms. So the spine stays straight. Good. Now we're going to work on upper body strength because this is really important for our practice. We're going to do however many push-ups you can do in a count of 10 from the knees. Take an inhale. Exhale, bend the elbows back. They touch the ribs. And inhale, straighten the arms. So I'll count 8. You just keep going there. Elbows draw back. 7, 6. Puff up through the shoulder blades. 5. Navel to the spine. 4. 3. Make sure the elbows touch the ribs. 2. And 1. Good. Sit back on your heels. Untuck the toes. Bring your forehead to the ground. Just let your body soften here. Bring a bend into the arms to soften the shoulders and soften the arms. Likely you can feel your heart rate there. Take a moment and tune in with the heartbeat. Find the rhythm of your breath. Get present to the sensations inside. Just allow the body to begin to slow down. The heart rate to start to slow down. Notice the focus of the breath is really helpful with that. Nice, even breaths in and out through your nose. Good, so your next in-breath, just gently roll yourself on up so you're sitting over your heels. Good. Perfect. So I know we don't always do that core, their upper body work there, really important for our practice. So we're just going to give a little release for the upper body. You can sit on your heels here if that feels okay for you. If you don't like that, sit however works for you. You may want to come into cross-legged, that's okay. And then bring your arms up in front of you, palms of your hands facing each other. Good. Now I'll mirror you. Take your right arm, cross at the elbows so it goes underneath the left. Bend the elbows so the fingertips draw up to the sky. See if you can link palms touching here, or maybe thumb and index finger. And if that doesn't work for you, you can hold on to your shoulders, okay? So now your inhale is going to lift the shoulders up, and your exhale softens, elbows lift up with the inhale and shoulders soften down with your exhale. So I'm just going to go sideways here so you can see this a little bit. Inhale lifts elbows, exhale soften shoulders. Next inhale presses elbows away from you, and you round through the upper back. So you're pressing through the shoulder blades behind you and pressing through the elbows in front of you. Your shoulders stay soft as the elbows and fingertips are lifting. Can you feel that? Breathe into the shoulders, breathe into the shoulder blades. Keep the elbows as high as you can while keeping those shoulders softening down, pressing elbows away from you and rounding through the shoulder blades for another 3 and 2 and 1. Good. Let's unwrap the arms. Let the arms get heavy beside you for a moment. You can roll the shoulders up to the ears and down the back a couple of times. Maybe you want to go the opposite direction, so see what feels good for you. And then, of course, we're going to do the same thing on the other side. So, hands out in front of you. This time, left elbow underneath right. Palms meet, or finger and thumb may link there, or hands on shoulders. Inhale, lifts the elbows up. Exhale, softens shoulders down. Inhale, presses elbows away from you. Exhale, round through the upper back. So feel those different energies happening. Fingertips and elbows lift, shoulders sink down. Elbows press forwards and through the shoulder blades presses back. Now, feel what you feel in your body. Where do you notice that? That's where you're taking your breath. Maybe closing your eyes and targeting the breath into the space there that you feel you're working with the most. If you're not feeling very much, keep those shoulders soft and lift the elbows higher. Press the shoulder blades behind you. Press the elbows forwards. Good. We're just going to be here for a few more intentional breaths. Stay with your breath. Smooth inhales. Softening exhales. One more, breathing it in. And breathing it out. Good. So gently unravel the arms. Let your arms slowly get heavy and sink beside you. Try not to hold them, and then roll the shoulders a few times. See what feels good there for your body to soften those shoulders. A few times one direction, then a few times the other direction. Working a little bit more here with the upper body. You're going to take your right hand lifted up to the sky, and then bend the elbow so the hand lands in the space, sort of aiming between the shoulder blades. Now your left hand's going to come to the left elbow, or right elbow I should say, and then draw the right elbow towards center. Soften the shoulders down. Good, so we'll just be here for a few breaths. You're reaching with the right fingertips down between the shoulder blades as you draw that right elbow to point a little bit higher to the sky. Good. Just a few breaths here. Good. And then we're going to switch. So, left arm to the sky, bend the elbow, bring the hand to the space between the shoulder blades. Right hand holds onto the outside of the left elbow, draws the left elbow higher to the sky, softening shoulders down. So that left elbow comes into center and lifts up as the shoulders stay soft. All right. Try not to collapse the heart. Let's lift up through the heart as well. Good. Just a few more breaths here. 3 and 2. Lift your heart. And 1. Good. Just gently let's release again. Let the arms come down. Maybe there's a little rolling of the shoulders. Last little bit here for the arms. Let's take the right arm across the chest. Left hand can come to the back of the right elbow or the right tricep there. Just opening up that space. Good. Where do you feel that? Just asking yourself and noticing. Good. Let's go to the other side. Release the right arm down. Take the left arm across the chest. Bring the right hand outside of the left arm. Bring it across you. Just feel what's going on in there. A lot of muscles get tight when we're busy living regular. What's a regular life anymore? When we're maybe sitting at a desk or not very active. It's not until we come into practices like this that we start to discover the places that we didn't even know were tight. We didn't even know there was a lack of flow. It feels so energizing once you get into those spaces and you awaken them. Good. Let's take one more breath in and out. Let's softly release the arms back down. Really good. If you're sitting on your heels still, if you want to move the arms and give the arms a little movement, they should feel a little bit more vibrant, a little more alive in there. Once you're ready, let's slide the feet out in front of you. Good. So legs draw out in front. Let's do a little more twisting. We've got a lot of twist in upper back and upper body stuff going on here. Let's bring the right knee in towards the body. Keep the left foot out in front of you. Now, cartwheel your right arm behind you. So the right arm is going to be holding you tall. If you're reaching back here and your back is rounding, that's too far. Bring your arm in closer to you. And if your arm to torso ratio is not the same, then use a block behind you, okay? So breathe in, float the left arm up to the sky. Soften that left shoulder, and as you exhale, pull your belly button in. See if you can bring the left elbow outside of the right knee. Now, if you can't, that's okay. You can bring your forearm there instead. All right, so finding what's just right here for you. You're gonna keep that left foot flexed. Pull the left toes towards your shin. Breathe in to find space and lift up through the crown of your head. And as you breathe out, draw your belly button in, look over the back shoulder, if your neck is okay with that. If it doesn't like it, then just, that's the right shoulder, I should say. So looking over the right shoulder, if that's okay, or just looking to the right side of the room. So the inhale always spaces, creates space, and the exhale, belly pulls in to help you twist. Let's take one more breath in. Exhale to twist. And now let's gently come out of the twist. We're bringing our hands over to the other side, to the left side. Let's do a little push up here, slow push up. And gently lift yourself up. Come out of this nice and slow. Take your time to come out and come back to face forwards. Good. And let's switch sides. Straighten the right leg out in front of you. Bend the left knee. Good. Have a little space between your left ankle and your right thigh. That's going to help with wobbling and balance. Your right foot is flexed. Pull those toes towards you. Cartwheel your left hand behind you again to hold you tall. Good. Inhale, right arm up to the sky. Soften that shoulder. Exhale, pull your belly button in as you twist. Maybe right elbow outside of the left knee. Maybe the forearm is outside of the knee. So you're staying tall. You're lifting from the tailbone up through the crown of your head. And then with the exhale, belly pulls in to help you access the twist. Good. Feeling that beautiful ringing out. Just noticing how your breath works. The inhale, making the space. And the exhale, using the space to access your depth. Keep the right leg active. Left arm straight behind you, holding you tall. And let's take one last round of breath. Inhale to lift and exhale to go deeper. Nice. Now we're slowly coming out of the twist. Come out slowly so you can really feel that. Feel the counter pose movement. Hands come over to the right side. Slowly bend the elbows back. Bring your nose to the ground and gently, slowly lifting yourself back up. And notice as you come up nice and slowly, you've got that nice counter pose, helping you to come out nice and easy. Beautiful. Now you're going to extend both legs out straight in front of you. You may want to move the flesh away from your sits bone so you can feel that connection with the ground here. Sitting up tall in Dandasana, staff pose. Your feet are flexing. Your shoulders are right over the hips. You're not rounding back here and waiting to do something because this is the work. Sitting up tall. Chin in towards the throat a little bit. Back of your neck is long. Your hands can rest on your thighs. They can rest beside you as long as you're not pressing them into the ground, to hold you up. Maybe the hands are going to float because you think you're going to rely on them too much and you want to use the core. Beautiful opportunity to close your eyes, get present. Feel the movement of the breath in your body. Keep your feet flexed. This is a lot of core going on here. Such a great and simple pose. Good. One more full breath in and out. Beautiful. Inhale, float your arms up to the sky. Relax relax the shoulders, and as you exhale, bow from the hips, pull your belly button into the spine, draw it in as you soften forwards, and now just let yourself go here. If your bend comes into the knees, that's all good. You'll be mindful to keep your back straight. If you have any back issues and you've been told not to round it, that would be like the case of having a slip disc or something. That's not the issue for you, you're okay. Just allow the body to soften, releasing into each exhale. Maybe you can sink a little bit deeper, let go of the weight of the head, and just let yourself melt here. Letting yourself start to drift off. Good. So now when you're ready, nice and slowly roll yourself on up. Take your time to come up nice and slow. And once you are up, if you are in the middle of your mat, then that's great. If not, you may want to shift into the middle of your mat because we're coming down onto our backs. Bring your arms up to shoulder height. Take a breath in. Keep the heels on the ground, and as you exhale, try to roll down one vertebrae at a time. If you need to bring your hands to the ground or the forearms to the ground to help you, then go ahead. Just think about keeping those heels on the earth and going as slowly as you can. Good. And as you roll yourself all the way down onto the earth, let's take a moment here and stretch, sweeping up through the fingertips, pointing through the toes. Take a nice deep stretch, lengthen it out, and side out. Good. Bring your hands beside your hips, walk your feet in towards your body just for a moment. Bring the knees in towards the chest, not a tight ball here. You can hold on to the shins and just do a little rocking from side to side if that feels good. Just maybe a little massage for the low back. Doesn't have to be tight. You may want to circle out your hips here a couple of times in both directions. Good. Now, if you want, before we come into Shavasana, feel free to bring yourself into a little ball. Hold onto the shins, bring your nose up towards the knees and flex your feet. Take a breath in. And exhale into your Shavasana. Extend your feet out to the far corners of your mat. Open up your arms, backs of your hands on the ground. A little tuck of the shoulder blades underneath your back. Chin draws in towards the chest a little bit. Neck lengthens. And just let your body get heavy. Just release here. There's nothing that you need to do in Shavasana, but allow. Allow yourself to sink into the experience, noticing the sensations inside, and just be there as you linger in these beautiful sensations and you start to absorb all the benefits of the work you've just done. Just enjoy your time here. So you can feel free to stay here in your Shavasana as long as you like. If you would like to start to move, or when you would like to start to move, start with your breath. Begin taking longer, deeper breaths in through your nose and out through your nose. Feeling that movement that the breath creates inside, tuning in with that. Start to bring energy and awareness into the fingers and the toes. You can start to wiggle them, maybe turning your arms and your feet in and out, arms and legs, hands and feet in and out. Maybe your head turns from side to side. If you'd like to stretch before you come on up, then feel free to sweep your arms up overhead, point through your toes. Take a nice deep breath in as you do that. And side out. When you're ready to come on up, walk your feet into your body. Maybe you'll do this with your eyes closed so you can stay tuned in with you. Roll over to your right side. With the eyes closed, pressing yourself up into seated. Bringing your hands up into prayer at your heart center if that feels right for you. Sitting up nice and tall, aligned from the tailbone through the crown of your head, connecting with the earth and the sky. As you draw your heart up into your hands, feel your connection with your center, your heart center. Take a beautiful deep breath into your center. Inhale. And sigh out. Bowing your head to your heart to seal your practice. Thank yourself for getting to the mat today. Acknowledge the work that you've done here to truly care for and honor yourself. When you're ready, blinking your eyes open and lifting your gaze. Thank you so much for sharing your energy and your time with me. Namaste.